Where's my helicopter? Where did it go? As soon as I walked out of the gate, it disappeared. Game, please. Should I? Ooh, there's a moose. There's many mooses. Should I just like go get another helicopter, or should I take the boat? Is it telling me that I need to take a boat like I did last time? Here, let's try that. If I can't find the entrance, then, well, then we're just gonna go get a helicopter. Because actually, I think that might be far easier. Didn't I go that way before? I think I did. All this just to get to the end of the game, which, gotta be honest, so far I'm kind of disappointed in. But I guess we will have our own. Ooh, what the heck? You see that bear? Here, let's go. Let's go say hi to this bear. Because I think it might be a judge bear, which would get us circuitry, which would get us a better helicopter. Oh, goodness, this bear. Okay, well, we recently went through this with a boss fight, so I know what to do here. It's to shoot its weak, soft underbelly, like all bears have. Get out of my butt, bear. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna go SMG. That's not SMG. This is SMG. All right, bear, come on. Come on. Do your thing. Get up on your hind legs. Okay, okay. We're reloading. We're reloading. Hind legs. Your soft underbelly. Come on. Expose it. I don't think it wants to. Oh, there we go. Oh, he did like a yell attack. Oh, there he goes. Ah, wasn't quick enough. Achievement, kill or be killed. Don't know what that was. Monstrous Bear Season challenge completed. 2 perk points awarded. Oh yeah? How many do I got? 8. So I could get one of these. What do we got? Wrath, hold down wide, temporarily increase speed, melee damage, reduce damage taken, and be immune to knockdowns. Takedowns replenish Eden's gift and health. Or increase the regeneration rate of Eden's gift. Well, what is the one that I'm using that I haven't used yet? Excuse me. Hold C to temporarily become much harder to detect by humans. Okay, so I have like a detection thing. So honestly, I think this is going to be the best one. It's just, you know, increase my speed. So I gotta hold the Y. Why? Because I can. Right. We need to get into there somehow. But this all appears to be a giant smoke screen. Is it gonna let me in? I guess I could just try to walk into it and see what it does. And if that doesn't work, then it's helicopter time, boys. Because I think we can go sell that hide that we just got and get our helicopter. So far, so good. Okay, so we know we can go into it. If that is the case, hear me out. Where is the nearest helicopter thing? I don't think they have one there. No. So the nearest helicopter thing would in fact be the dish. So we're gonna go there. I know, crazy. I'm gonna go all the way back just to fly all the way up. But I wanna see if this will in fact give me enough stuff to make a helicopter. I'm really curious about that. All right, open. Okay, we're gonna trade loot, right? So we got this. It gives 10 carbon fiber. That is, that was really disappointing. I was hoping that by the end of the game I could get myself a cool freaking helicopter. But that was not the case. Okay, yeah, you know what? Helicopter is a helicopter.
Sounds like trouble.
Sorry, that was meant to go up here. Just Kool-Aid manned me through that window, though. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, wait, it says I can craft it. Where did I get that circuitry from? Yes, craft with materials. I have a lot. Why do I have so much suddenly? What did I get that from? Did I get that from looting one of the twins? Actually, that might be the case. So we could make like anything. And if that means I could make like okay, there's assault rifles, there's a sniper rifle, which would be pretty good. How much does that take? A lot of my circuitry. There's a bow. I don't want the bow. I want an SMG to replace my current SMG. But I think that the only options are bad options. There's this, which is an SMG, okay. And it has different kinds of ammo, which probably means that the grenade launcher on it does probably work. Or there's this one, which is got a higher damage and a faster RPM, but a smaller mag. I like the 84. We're gonna make this one. Boom. So we're gonna put that on that. Bye, Vector. I love you, Vector. You've been the gun that has carried me through to the end of the game in many respects. But today, you were replaced by a gun that is a better. Just get up on the roof. A better gun. So, single shot, full auto, interruptible burst. It said I had like fire shot stuff. Is that something that I can? Piercing ammo, incendiary ammo. So let's keep it at full auto. I can make incendiary ammo, or I have incendiary ammo. Oh, well, I guess we're gonna use incendiary ammo. That's cool. Also, I didn't realize I could do this. Saw ammo. Or saw ammo. Okay, whatever. Handgun ammo, piercing ammo, whatever. Back to our new SMG. Ooh, yeah, baby. I like it. And, of course, our helicopter, which has guns on it, which is the only thing that I've wanted this entire game is a freaking helicopter with guns. Yes, give it to me. So what do I've got? I've got rockets. Yeah. What is the? I don't want to hit the button to get out. I think that's E. F is the rocket button. Cool. Feeling good. Yep. This is my helicopter from the first game. Feeling pretty good about that. I don't know why I like it so much. I think a lot of it has to do with just the freedom of movement. You know, in games, I typically am the person who likes a lot of movement, which is why games like Doom really do it for me. It's because you're moving around really quickly, and you're traversing environments quickly, and you're using momentum from killing demons in Doom, obviously the new Doom, to continue your momentum, continue moving, continue that very fast-paced gameplay. It's why in Warcraft, I like playing the Demon Hunter. I think the Demon Hunter is the best class they have in the game at the moment, simply based on the feel of the class. It is quick. It is one of those characters that can traverse environments really well, and I like that a lot, right? Because again, that fits my personal playstyle. Although I say that, I also do think that Demonology Warlocks have the best spec in the class, in the game. It just feels the best to play. It has the best flow to it. I really like the pacing of that spec, but, you know, obviously Demon Hunter is my choice because of the movement abilities, because I am able to traverse environments really easily. Same thing goes for any other game that I play. I prefer to be able to traverse environments in a way that is going to allow me to get from place to place really quickly, to be able to, you know, get to places that I probably shouldn't be able to get to. Like the double jump is really cool. I do like that. And the helicopter just fulfills that promise to me of being able to maneuver through environments in a cool way. It gives me a vehicle to do so literally and figuratively. And the previous helicopter I had no weaponry on it, which meant that it was only a mode of transportation. I didn't like that. I wanted to be able to fight with it, and now I finally have one. And you know what? You know what's gonna happen? I'm probably not even going to be able to use the guns on it. I can pretty much guarantee that. And that's going to be sad because it would be cool to finish this boss fight with a freaking helicopter. It would be the ultimate story arc of me playing Far Cry. I don't think that's going to happen. However, I say that, I can't just land here. And that is exactly what we're going to do. Or not.
Ethan, what have you done?
I did what I had to do. I freed myself. I freed us all from you, from your rules.
Ethan, don't.
I will have what you denied me. You gave it to an outsider, but you wouldn't give it to me! I am your flesh and blood.
That was God's will.
You don't know God's will!
I was trying to protect you, son!
He's just doomed himself.
The taste is sweet.
Uh-oh. He's gonna like turn into some weird amalgamation.
Swallow's not clean. Stop, please.
Thanks. Helicopter? 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 How cool would that be? It's not gonna give it to me. I know it's not. Ooh. Okay, yeah, he is turning into some kind of creature. Oh, don't go into the cave. That's a bad idea. Crap, I don't like this. Okay, well, hey, you know what? Boss fight time, right? So we get double bow. Oh my goodness. He's a monkey. He's a monkey with a rock. Run. Tell you what, this gun feels real good. But we do need to just, you know, toss a few of these at him. I forgot I had double jump. Right. Why? Okay. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. I guess this thing makes me super buff and I can punch him, which is really bad because it's actually not doing anything. But hey, it's keeping me alive. All right, let's move out. Let's move out. Let's wait for this to wear off. Can I undo it? I can. Cool. Nope. Let's go. Sure, this will work. Oh, that's a bad idea. Woohoo! I want to switch to remote explosives. Okay. Hiya. Hiya. I don't know what I just threw. Ow. Whatever it was, it just killed me. I think it was TNT. I think it switched back to TNT. Woo. No. No, you stop that. Yeah, you toss that over there. Oh man, when you do hit the holes, does a lot of damage. I wonder if that has to do with the armor piercing ammo that apparently I'm using. Ooh, he's got a lot of life. He's got 2 health bars. Okay. Back to my cool gun. Oh, this gun feels really nice to shoot. It's almost this... Actually, you know what? It is better than the Vector. It just feels real good. Let's just gather those. Run away. Refill my ammo. Okay. More. Oh, this gun feels so good. And you know what? So does double jump. Double jump is real fun. No. Trying to aim for his little holes, but it's difficult. Okay, we're down to a second health bar. You know what? I think it's saw launcher time. Where did he go? I can't see him through all that garbage. Oh, I changed the ammo on it. Right. It went from heat seeking to whatever this is, which doesn't do nearly as much, and it's not the bouncy kind either. So I'm gonna refill. I really need to switch it, but I'm trying to find an opportunity to do so. So I'm gonna wait for him to come and try to slam, and then we're gonna boop, saw ammo. Okay. Right. So this is the heat-seeking one, which I'm totally okay with. A single shot. I don't want to be wasting 3, because that would be like, if I was point blank, it would be really, really good, but I don't want to do that. Missed. I did get one real good one, which is 7,000 damage. I didn't realize I could hold on fire. Just found that out. Ooh, got him. Tagged him. Alright, we're reloading. Nope. Oof. I double jumped. It didn't seem to have an effect. I don't have any momentum. I gotta like run before I do my jump thing. Ooh, that was a good one. Cool. Yes. The lock-on is real good against him. I'm gonna get some more ammo. It's convenient that there's just a pile of ammo in this random cave. We did it.
Ethan? No. Father? Father? I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm so scared.
I know, son.
Can you forgive me?
His only fault was that he was mine.
I mean, he was also kind of a big butthead. I think that was another big one of his faults. Intermission. Ethan. Years ago. Look, Dada, I'm a big butthead, is what this is all gonna be, I'm sure.
Why can't I have one?
Yep.
You know the answer.
But I want to be strong, like you, Father.
This gift can be dangerous. And I don't want you getting hurt, Ethan.
Well, what about when I grow up?
Not even then.
But why? I want one.
not God's plan. Do you understand me, son?
You're an old man. And when you die, I will take one.
Yep, exactly what I said. I'm a big butthead.
I thought I understood God's plan. I thought he wanted me to build a new Eden. But I am not his shepherd. You are. My soul has become a cancer. I am a monster. And I have only spread suffering and death in the name of God. My family is all ash. Eden is dust. And there is no redemption for this. No atonement. There is only the justice of God's hand. End this vicious cycle.
I get a choice?
Give me God's justice. Release me.
What if I don't want to? Just like I didn't.
Release me.
Just like I didn't kill the twin.
Release me.
I don't want to. Justice is that you have to live with being a monster.
Release me! Release me!
I mean, now I can, right? No? It's blue when I hover. I liked the ending of just leaving him. And just having him, you know, be a monster. But I wanted to see if I could kill him, and I'm not so concerned by the end of this game. Like, the way that it ends. Let's say, for the sake of us, you and me, we know I let him live as a monster. He has to live out the rest of his days. And then it's his atonement. Now, keeping one of the twins alive, that's bad mojo. That's a bad idea. She's gonna come back and bite us in the butt. But you know what? I feel like that's what I would have done. I would have left one of them up.
He'd be proud of us. Look at what we've built together. How far we've come. There's always going to be trouble out there, but we'll manage, right? There were so many times that I thought we were going to fail.
Random rabbit.
That all of this would be for nothing. But we just didn't give up. Because we had hope.
Get it? Hope County.
Here's to hope.
birdies. Caw-caw. And that's it. Okay, so I have so many thoughts on this game, but first of all, thank you guys for watching through the series, the people who stuck through it. Far Cry 5, the story was very mediocre, and New Dawn had an opportunity to change that, and it just fell right back into the mediocrity. I think there were a lot of missteps story-wise, but most of all, I think that the thing that we have to know is that making games is hard, and these people that you're seeing in the credits deserve the credit for the game, even though we feel like narratively it had issues. Because gameplay-wise, the game is still really fun to play, and I had some awesome time running around and shooting things with like saw launchers and stuff. It was cool. And taking stuff from Far Cry 5 and turning it into New Dawn, I feel like they did a good job of that. And visually, the game was striking in a lot of areas, and it was just cool. Overall, it was a cool game. I enjoyed myself, but I do have a lot of issues with narrative stuff, so let's jump into that. First thing, the twins were absolutely underused. They could have been such a good protagonist, and they were for some of the game. Like, there were some really cool moments, like, you know, when you go in to take out all the leaders, and I think it's Lou or whichever one it is, stabs the dude in the throat with a glass, and you're like, ooh, these guys are badass. And that's always a good way, like, if you're playing D&D, for example, if you want to make a leader seem ruthless and evil, you have them kill one of their own dudes. And that's a narrative beat that you see in movies all the time. You know, Darth Vader is a good example of this. He does the same thing. He chokes one of his guys. Like, you look at Rogue One, where he's choking Krennic. It's like, that's a really good way to show that somebody is evil. And they did that a couple times in the game. And you get the feeling that, you know what, these twins are badass. And I like their characters. They're crazy, they're unhinged, they're chaotic. You don't quite know what they're gonna do at any given time. And they had a cool story beat where I knew that Ethan was gonna betray us. It was so freaking obvious. They just like threw that out there right at the beginning. As soon as you meet him and you're like, nah, I can't trust him. There's no reason to trust him. He is absolutely gonna betray us, and that was exactly what he did. And I think that was intentional to make it seem that way, to make you know that he was going to betray you. So when it gets to that point, you're like, yeah, I saw that coming. But at the same time, they could have had it so the twins went up and got the fruit and became like these crazy monsters that she killed. But instead, they decided to do this weird story beat where you take them out, and then they recognize with each other that, crap, we became just like our dad, which is exactly what our mom told us not to become. And there's that, you know, scene with them dying and everything. And it just felt really like underrated and underused, these two characters that could have been so good. And they just kind of threw them away in favor of wrapping up the father's story in a way that they didn't need to. Right? We knew the father from the first game. You could have had the same story arc and not wasted the twins. I think maybe it was the twins that corrupted the kid, or they could have done something just to utilize them in a better way rather than just being like, okay, these guys are dead now, and you can choose to kill one if you want, but that's not going to have any effect on anything because it doesn't matter if you choose or not. And I think that is such a big problem with this narrative in this game. And it's not just Far Cry New Dawn, it's not just Far Cry 5, it's not just any Far Cry that has had this problem. It's all of them, for the most part. Well, not all of them, but from Far Cry 3 onward, I think that this is a constant thing where they underuse their protagonists, and they kind of fit them into a niche, and then that's their niche, and then they kind of use them up and then throw them away. And they don't really build the protagonist to have a really cool conclusion. Because honestly, nobody cares about Ethan. You meet him and you're like, this guy's a giant brat. I don't care about him. I'm going to kill him at the end of the game. I know this. This is obvious. He's going to betray us, right? he's not the big bad guy of this game. The twins were, and they underused the twins. It didn't really feel like I got the payoff for their characters. You know, you look at Far Cry 3, for example, the same thing happens with the original protagonist in the game that you meet, where he's crazy and you know he's unhinged and his performance was a 10 out of 10, and then they just get rid of him like a quarter of the way through the game, and you're like, what the heck? Why did you do that? He was the best part of this game. He needed to have a bigger role. And they should have made that call in development of that game, and they didn't. And they should have made the call for the twins in this game, and they didn't. Nobody cares about Ethan. They could have wrapped up the father's story in a different way. It just... I feel like there was a better game in here somewhere, or better narrative in here somewhere, that they never found. And maybe it's the case that the Far Cry team needs better direction on their writing, needs better writers, or they just need to learn from their past. You know, I'm okay with them keeping the same writers they got. They just need to learn from the past. And here's another thing that I think is a problem with New Dawn, and is a problem with 5, and is a problem with 3, and it's a problem with all of them, is that the game is ridiculous. And gameplay-wise, they enhance that. They know that the game is ridiculous. They give you a freaking saw launcher, for crying out loud, in this game. They understand that, but narratively, they don't understand that. So their story is always like really serious and stern, and the father, and he knows that his son was evil this entire time, and now he wants you to end him and release him from his suffering. And it's like, they know that the game is ridiculous, so make the story ridiculous. There's a reason why Blood Dragon is so widely regarded. It's because the gameplay and the narrative overlap. They understand each other, and they play off of each other. That game is in particular ridiculous, and I think they need to do that for the base games. They need to switch the narrative to being either matching the game instead of contrasting the game, and give us something fun. It's a weird narrative dissonance to be playing and having fun and like doing all these crazy moves, and then all of a sudden being like, back into the story where it's all serious and stern, and then you get out of the story and you're like, I'm gonna jump in my helicopter and go run over this giant white moose with my helicopter blades. It's like, it just doesn't match. And that's always been a problem in Far Cry, and I think that is one of the strengths that you see in Rage 2. Now, Rage 2, I'm not going to do on the channel. I decided that it got middling reviews, and the reason why is because the story itself is kind of blah, but the gameplay is really good. But at least parts in that story understand that the game is ridiculous, and they play off of that, and that's kind of a strength of that game, and it just doesn't happen here. They need to go Doom levels of ridiculous. They need to understand that your character is whatever, is the hero, is the protagonist. I keep saying protagonist. I meant antagonist, by the way. But the thing is, I just don't understand why they don't do that. Why don't they utilize their bad guys better? Why don't they make it so the game is more interesting in the story and matches the gameplay? It just, something doesn't feel right about the Far Cry games, and they need to readjust, realign, and come up with a better formula, I think. You know, Ubisoft has been killing it lately with a lot of games, but Far Cry has kind of felt like the car is moving, but there's a flat tire on one of the rims, and you can kind of feel it, and you're like, okay, we need to pull this thing over, we need to fix this. And I think that is the best way to put it. So with that said, thank you guys again for watching. I did enjoy playing through the games, but I have issues with the stories, obviously. And when the next Far Cry game gets announced, maybe we'll do it on the channel. We'll see. It kind of depends on what it is. E3 is quickly approaching, so we will see what's coming out for the next, year or two pretty soon. So we'll have a pretty good idea of, if there is a new Far Cry game, and maybe we'll see it or not. It doesn't really matter. I think that if a game is good, I'm going to play it on the channel, and then that's basically it. If it interests me, right, then I'll do it. But if the new Far Cry games kind of continue down the same route, I probably will pull the cord and be like, I'm bailing out of this one. It could use quite a bit of additional work, in my opinion. But again, yes, thanks again for watching. Thanks again for getting to the end of the series with me. And we shall see you guys next time.